greenfield access controlled expressway in phase 1. Another 8 greenfield expressways are proposed to be developed in Bharatmala phase 2. Indian roads are now at par with international standards. We now hold the world record for the fastest highway construction rate, which is 38 km per day. We made a Guinness World Record by constructing a 2.5 km 4-lane concrete road in 24 hours. And another world record was set by constructing 26 km single lane bitumen road within 21 hours. Just 2 months back, we created another record by laying 43,000 tons 95 thick dense bitumen over road length of 50 km single lane in 100 hours at Delhi Vadodara Expressway project in state of Gujarat. While building infrastructure at this fast rate, we are also taking utmost care of environment. It is a very important to be eco-sensitive. The tree plantation, water table management, animal under and overpasses are also given special attention. Around 1.2 crore trees would be planted along the greenfield corridors. We are encouraging toll plazas on national highways to be powered by solar energy. The water harvesting stations are being set up every 500 meters along the greenfield corridors to recharge water tables, and investment into India's supply chain and logistic infrastructure is gaining momentum. Today, our logistic cost is in the range of 14 to 16% of GDP. Reducing it to below 10% of GDP is at the top of the agenda. To bring efficiency in logistics, our ministry is developing 35 multimodal logistic parks, MMLP, across the country. This will help us make our exports more competitive, and these MMLPs will help agriculture produce reach the ports faster and also save the logistic cost. Hence, they will give a big boost to agri exports. Port connectivity projects are being implemented to enable swift movement of cargo connecting all ports and inland waterways terminals to increase efficiency of domestic and international trade routes. We are also developing 28 emergency landing facilities for fighter planes on national highways. Even we can use that for commercial plane also, and making a small airport near the road, so that can be a facility which can be used multiple use and is very important for the country. Myself, along with our Honorable Defense Minister, landed on this trip using C-130J Hercules plane of IAF, and they are of strategic importance from defense perspective. NHI is developing world-class wayside amenities WSA at more than 600 locations along the national highways. Apart from basic facilities like good toilets, parking, and restaurants, these wayside amenities will also have dormitories for truck drivers, EV charging facilities, convention centers, Daruma centers, and retail shops for promoting handicrafts and locally manufactured products. Under the Act East policy, today Northeast, Bangladesh, Myanmar, and Southeast Asia are also being connected through road, rail, and airway infrastructure. I am very much interested in promoting use of modern technology in transport management and also in construction of roads, tunnels, and bridges. There are huge opportunities in the installation of an intelligent transport system ITS, advanced traffic management system ATMS, centralized traffic control centers, AI based driver information system, and electronic surveillance system. Further, ministry is working towards enabling GPS based tolling on national highways for all categories of vehicles. This will cut down the waiting time at tolls and also ensure that the vehicles are charged depending upon their usage of toll road. To implement the vision of the National Broadband Mission, my ministry is going to lay optical fiber cable while constructing the Greenfield Expressways, and it will provide internet connectivity to rural India. The government is also working on bringing a single logistic law for all modes of freight transportation, and this will eradicate duplication of processes and simplify procedural requirements. This system will facilitate multimodal transportation in true sense. We are seeking large scale application of machine learning and artificial intelligence for efficient logistics ecosystem in India. We are allowing 100% FDI in the road sector, and there is a huge opportunity for joint ventures. And recently, in a meeting with the American ambassador, I was discussing that India has huge potential and economic viability for investments through insurance funds, pension funds, and sovereign wealth funds. We have offered tax incentives, also, investors will get good returns. We are bringing innovative and investor friendly products like InvIT to also allow retail investors to participate in the funding drive. We are designing the product so that the retail investors can get good annual returns, which are more than the fixed deposit rates. Your association should take a lead and identify areas where our talented human resource can contribute to design best financial products. For national security and remote area connectivity, my ministry has taken up tunnel project of more than rupees 2.5 lakh crores, and we are developing a 14.5-kilometer long state-of-art Chojila tunnel, which will become Asia's longest tunnel. We are planning to develop this area as a world-renowned high-altitude tourist place. We can also project this as a Asia's Davos and hold key business summits of ASEAN and BRICS. The land acquisition process has been expedited through digitalization, and we are streamlining the environmental and forest clearance process across all authorities. We are giving a lot of importance to innovation, research, and technology in shaping the future of infrastructure sector. The government is promoting uses of alternative materials, new technology, and best construction practices. And my ministry has been focusing on the use of waste material like plastic, rubber, flash, oil slag, jute, coir to save the ecology and environment. The ministry is promoting large scale use of precast elements in flyovers, bridges, ROB, and cross drainage works. We have recently rolled out precast policy where use of precast components are mandated in national highway projects. We are also developing last mile connectivity modes such as ropeway, cable car, funicular rail system at hilly regions and congested urban areas and religious and tourist places at high altitude. Both countries have a huge pool of young and talented engineers working on most advanced technologies. I sincerely hope people like you will come forward and explore opportunities of joint ventures to realize the benefit of advanced technologies in the areas of construction, alternative fuels, and agriculture practices. The private investors can invest in the development of multimodal logistic parks, wayside amenities, OFC infrastructure, ropeways, and alternative mobility solutions like cable car, road train buses, and funicular rail with a greater participation from the private sector and increase government spending. And there are huge opportunities for foreign investors to participate building in supply chain infrastructure. As committed by our Prime Minister at the COP26 summit, India is well ahead in the achieving the net zero carbon emissions target by 2070, and we have the world's fourth largest renewable energy capacity of 145 gigawatts, which makes 40% of our energy mix Out of the total renewable power generated, 38% of electricity is generated from solar energy, which has been targeted to reach 60%. We are promoting research and development in the area of renewable energy today, and India is becoming the largest EV market for electric two-wheelers, three-wheelers, and cars. The US based companies can collaborate with our research and development efforts in the areas of EV, battery technologies, and retrofitting industry to find alternative for diesel. The government is strongly encouraging solar and wind energy based charging mechanism for electric mobility. The government is also working on the battery swapping policy, and operational standards will be formulated for the electric vehicle sector. This is a huge opportunity for all the technocrats, as a battery swapping is completely new sector. We have to create a holistic solution taking into account issues of standardization, replacement, tracking, and quality monitoring is very important. Along with the EVs, we are specifically giving importance to alternative fuels and biofuels such as ethanol, methanol, bio-CNG, bio-LNG, and green hydrogen. We are also ready to welcome investment in flex engine and hybrid engines technologies that run on biofuels, alternative fuels, and electricity. The flex fuel technology is already available in USA, Canada, and Brazil. We have already issued an advisory to auto manufacturers to start working on flex engines, and we are committed to offer flex engine vehicles to our citizens at the earliest. This will give the users an option to run a vehicle on either 100% petrol or 100% bioethanol. Just yesterday, we have received an encouraging report from IOCL which says that the caloric value of ethanol and petrol now be made equal. We are promoting use of alternative fuels in public transport, logistics, construction, and agriculture equipment. To address the semiconductor chip shortage, in a recent meeting with Intel CEO, we have agreed to work together with them to solve the challenge that lies ahead of us. We are also looking for prospects about green hydrogen as a potential source of energy across various sectors like fertilizer, cement, steel, and mining. India has a huge potential for green hydrogen and green ammonia production. Extensive research is underway to produce green hydrogen from seawater, biomass, liquid waste using solar power, and windmill. I invite you to contribute in the development of low cost and reliable electrolyzers and hydrogen fuel cell technology. A startup in Bangalore has recently exported its first batch of compact size electrolyzers manufactured in India to USA. To increase awareness about green hydrogen, I'm already using a green hydrogen powered car with my local travel in Delhi. I have also worked on the road train buses and got their standards approved. The state transport buses can be replaced with road train buses, and we have studied the economics of this model and they are financially viable. Compared to the current fleet of buses, which are in the huge losses, the new public transport modes like hydro hyperloop, seaplane, pods, and drone taxis are also gaining interest in the country. We need the young and talented engineers to come forward and explore opportunities in these new areas. There are huge untapped resources in the rural and tribal areas with opportunities. Technology investment and skill development. These resources can be harnessed to create new business opportunities. This will help us to create new jobs in rural and tribal areas. We are ready to adopt the world's best technologies without compromising on the quality. However, they need to be cost effective and sustainable. The government is committed for steady transformation of India's digital infrastructure. With federal companies like Digital India, technology, startups, and enterprises are flourishing in India. Our government is very supportive, flexible, time bound, and transparent towards the ease of doing business. Ecosystem in the country. With these words, I would like to thank the American Chamber of Commerce and particularly for giving me this opportunity to address this enterprising and intellectual audience. And I'm confident that this chamber is already trying to create cooperation, coordination, and communication between the Indian investors and American investors. My only request to all of you that you have to identify the sectors and the particular the investor who are interested in that particular sector. If you can make some arrangement by which with the simple communication, if the coordination can be established, it can be a win-win for the both the countries. I will request you particularly that sector-wise meeting, conferences, and dialogue is very important, and I am expecting 100% from your side that your role is very important and you will contribute for that mission. I wish you all a safe, healthy, and prosperous life ahead. Once again, thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, sir. We know you're hard pressed for time, but we are taking the lesson from your three C's: coordination, communication, and cooperation. Can I indulge and ask each one of our panelists just ask you one question, sir?
Okay, ask me.
Thank you so much. So we start with Praveen. He's the chair of our logistics committee.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for for this very insightful your talk, and a very quick question from me will be: you have explained the infrastructure to support seamless supply chain. One of the logistics performance index is being talked about a number of times. So we would like to understand from you what exactly is the vision on really reducing this, boosting this LPI for India.
Actually, the most important problem with Indian business sector is the logistic cost is very high. Now, as compared with China, it is 8 to 10%, and USA it is 12%, and European countries is also 12%. But India sometime it going to 14 to 16%. So we have planned now. We are connecting all the ports with the 4-lane road. We are making 26 green express highway just like Mumbai, Delhi. We are going to complete this highway 90% bit up to the end of December this year. And this highway now presently one truck now taking time from Mumbai to Delhi 54 hours. But after constructing this highway, it will be only 22 hours. So 100% there is a saving for fuel and time. At the same time, we are making 26 green highways. We are making short routes. I'm giving the example. Visakhapatnam port is very important for Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. Now I am coming from Raipur. We start the project between Raipur to Visakhapatnam. It's a project of 16,000 crore. Totally new green express highway. All projects, the parts of the projects are already appointed date is finalized. Work has started. We will complete before end of 23. And this is going to reduce the distance between Visakhapatnam to Raipur by 200 kilometers. So this type of many highways we are making. Chennai to Bangalore, we are making. We are making Delhi Meerut highway. Actually, previously it was taking 4.5 hours. Now it is 40 minutes. So by connecting highway, the time and fuel will be saved. The other important thing where I am working on that line, that we are starting the trolley bus. That is the road train, 2 buses with a cable, just like tram, but on the tire. Now we can even make the truck on the basis of the same principle. So we want to make our highway e-highway, and there are truck manufacturers are ready to manufacture trucks on electric. We are planning for e-highway. For example, we are spending 10 rupees for the petrol, 9 rupees for the diesel, 650, 6 to 7 rupees for ethanol. Now we have succeeded to have a caloric value of ethanol equal to petrol. So there is also the loss of that is not there. The other important thing is we are working on green hydrogen, then electric. The electric is available in the country. We are planning for making of 60% of our electricity in the country as a solar energy. Now we need to concentrate more on nuclear power than geothermal power, because the coal power is a big problem as far as the environment is concerned. So the conversion of transport on electricity is going to reduce the logistic cost. I will assure you, I am trying for that. Within 2 years, our logistic cost will be reduced from 16 to 14%. It will come less than 10%. And what the idea is, for the truck transport, we want to use LNG as a fuel. If you are using 100 rupees for the diesel, then for LNG, for CNG, it is 50 to 60 rupees. For LNG, it is 40 rupees. So we are now marching towards gas economy. Presently, a lot of problems are there, but our ultimate target is to make ethanol, methanol, biodiesel, bio-CNG, electric, and green hydrogen. And green hydrogen is the fuel for the future. Already a lot of startup and talented young engineers, already they are working very, very passionately on these issues. I have one car, Toyota has given to me as a pilot project, which is running on hydrogen. So hydrogen, we can use this green hydrogen in fertilizer industry, in cement industry, in steel industry, in railway, in aviation. We are also trying to make butanol, that is from carbon dioxide. The Indian Oil has now established one plant in Panipat, where they are taking this parali, rice straw. From that, they will get the ethanol, and byproduct is bitumen. So, a lot of new invention, new research is going on. Now, in place of steel, I have just received all the report, waiting for only one report.